Smile. Hello and welcome to the M5&MPLI Global Roundtable. It's no longer just the North America Roundtable because today we have several talent from all over the world right now joined with us today. My name is Trex. I'm going to be hosting this roundtable today, and joined with me is a whole bunch of names that I don't really feel like saying, so I'm going to let these beautiful gentlemen and women introduce themselves. We'll start off with you, Private.
What's going on, y'all? Of course, in North America, you know me, Private Dancer, North American caster here.
Zena.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sina Lily. I stream on Twitch, but I also hosted for the spring and fall this year for the NACT.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abstract. I'm the MPL commentator for the Singapore region. Small little red dot.
Hello, my name is Husky. I'm the MPL caster for Malaysia, the bigger nation besides Singapore.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yasu from the Middle East, and I represent MENA, which stands for Middle East and North Africa, and I've casted MPL, and I'm honored to be with you guys.
I'm G the Ico. I'm here, North America, of course. Trex giving me the salute. I cast in North America a couple times, but I do a lot of amateur stuff, and I do a decent bit of North American international NAE English casting. So,
hi, what's up? Leo here at your service from MPL Philippines.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, I was kind of caught
like
off guard by the quick intro of Leo. English master from MPL Philippines. Hello.
It is what it is.
Well, thank you guys all for joining us today. I wish we were recording everything for the past hour that we've all been in here. It's been a lot of fun. Big shout out to Yasu real fast. He definitely wins the award for worst time to have to do this. It's 4 a.m. where Yasu's at right now, so round of applause, everybody. But honestly, thank all you guys so much. Normally, we just do a lot of NA talent for this, but it's really awesome to have people from all different regions right now. Not just we do work with PH a lot, I feel like, for NACT, but now we get to have Abstract, we get to have Husky, we got Yasu on here, so definitely a nice change of pace. Just to let everybody know, what we're going to be talking about today is M5 and MPLI. Now, to anyone that doesn't know the exact dates, MPLI is going to be happening the 15th to the 19th. After that, we have the very first ever wildcard event for M5. It's going to decide two teams to move on from several different regions. The top two teams will move on to actual M5, and that's going to be happening the 23rd and the 26th of November. And then finally, M5 World Championships will be happening on December 2nd to 17th. Personally, guys, I feel like this has probably been like the most compact last few months of Mobile Legends in a long time. We just have so many events happening this year. It's definitely been, I think, a great time to be alive for MLBB right now, right?
Yeah, indeed.
So pretty much we have a few things we're going to be talking about. The first thing I want to go over is M5, right? Or maybe before M5 we go over MPLI a little bit. I think that might be the better choice just because that will kind of lead us into M5. MPLI, they did just release the group stage. Any major thoughts? Who do we think is going to move forward? Any hot takes from anybody? I think a good place to start is maybe who we think some of the strongest teams are, who we think some of the possible dark horses could be, things like that. And we're going to keep the rotation pretty simple. We're going to start off with Private.
Well, right off the bat, I mean, when you talk about Mobile Legends, you really can't, and you're talking about strength in Mobile Legends, I mean, you can't do that without mentioning the Philippines in the same breath. And if anybody does know, the Ohio brothers are going to be in the same group with AP Bren, also Diwa United, and I want to say like the kind of sleeper is going to be China, Nova Esports. So that's going to be a very interesting bracket. I know I'm very biased because I mean it's the bracket that or the group that NA's in, so I'm going to be watching that one closely. But I mean, it's going to be a very tough hill to climb as a North American fan there watching that.
Yes, I would say to AP Bren, they won what, M2, right? So
Mhm.
that's, I think it's gonna be hard for the Ohio brothers since they're just kind of like putting their foot up in this space. They've been, to a few of the international things, but well, hopefully they do well. Their synergy is pretty good right now, so wish them luck, right?
So I think a good way to take
For
this is to like, what groups are we most excited for? I think it's pretty easy for some
Oh.
of us NA people,
Yeah.
but like all of us are wondering how TOB is gonna do. But Abstract or Xena, would you say that's like your most excited group, or is there any other groups you're looking out for right now?
Okay. Well, I am excited to see Group A happening because that'll be fun to see how they can do. But I also want to see Group B because I like Blacklist.
Oh,
So,
we've got an agent. We've got an agent among us right now.
so
I mean, looking at the groups, it's kind of tough for me to say anything. I mean, personally, since I'm a Singaporean, right, I really do want to see Team Flash playing it out, especially since it's kind of like a mishmash of like 3 nationalities in one team. And that is definitely something that we have never seen before. We have seen just how crazy Hades were, so I would like to see that. But onto the topic on Group A, right, since the Ohio brothers is in it. Personally, I think that Nova Esports probably needs a little bit more time to settle themselves within of the MLBB's esports sphere. So I don't think that maybe that they will be ranked that high. So at least when it comes down to AP Brand and Dewa United, I think that the 2 of them is probably gonna be the biggest wall that Ohio brothers gotta have to demolish.
Yeah, for me, excuse me, for me, I think Group B is probably the group I'm looking at. I'm Malaysian. Homeboys is playing. They won like their first trophy after almost 3 years of grinding it out. This is the first season. They brought in 2 imports from Indonesia. They brought in an analyst from Indonesia, antagonist as well. Played their very first best of 7 finals. Went the full distance. Won the whole thing. So I think that will be interesting. A lot of people are looking forward to seeing Homeboys play against Geek Fam Indonesia, who also had a great run this year, qualifying for M5. But another group that I also feel personally invested in is actually Group D, because RSG Philippines is playing, and Demon Kite is joining RSG Philippines for MPLI, which she previously was with RSG Philippines anyways when they won MSC last year. Came to Malaysia, played with RSG Malaysia for MPL-MY, got 4th place, and got the Best Jungler Award. Now goes back to Philippines. It's going to be joining Aqua, his old teammate. That's going to be fun. You have Team Flash, who won the grand finals, like Abstract mentioned. There's Hades. I want to see Amon again if we ever have a chance. And then you have See You Soon, who won their region. And of course, RRQ, who I think out of the entire group probably placed the lowest in their domestic league, but nonetheless, they were forced to be reckoned with.
Yo, I just want to jump on that. Group B does look mighty spicy. And I want to ask Yasu, can you confirm, Yasu, Team Falcon's second best team in MPL MENA, yes?
Yeah, they are the runner-up, not the champion.
Okay, Group B, biggest chip on their shoulder. In all of these groups, every single team is like, yo, we belong in the top of our MPL, and we'll prove it in MPLI. That's what. Well, Homeboy's more of we deserve 2 slots in M5, but you know what I mean. It's just, Group B spicy.
Actually, after like seeing Homeboys and watching the MPL-MY, I'm so interested and I'm so excited to see how Group B will go, since also Team Falcons is there, and they are representing MPL MENA. So it actually looks like a group of death to me, because it has a world champion. It has like a lot of people with big ambition and big potential that they have shown during this season. So yeah, for me, definitely the most interesting group is Group B. But Group C has one of the teams that I think is the most complete team, and I actually love their gameplay. But they weren't so, let's say, lucky. The luck didn't work well for them, which is Team Echo. After winning the last championship, I'm so not disappointed. Let's say sad that I will not see them in the M5. Yeah.
I'm going to jump in real quick before G goes, just because I didn't get to say anything. For me, Group B, like everyone said, you have Blacklist, which I think all of us kind of doubt. Like a lot of us, I think, didn't think they were going to make it to grand finals. And they've done it
Mhm.
once again. Like, I know my predictions went off. I know Leo's predictions went off. I know a lot of our predictions were wrong. And here they are once again. You have Geek Fam, that's completely turned everything around. You have Homeboys who look amazing, and it's no longer Todak. So, yeah, like Leo said, it's a lot of teams with chips on their shoulders, a lot of teams wanting to be like, yo, we're finally here, and like we're gonna rep for our region. And then I think the best thing about Group C is it's literally just like one Philippines team versus 3 Indonesian teams. It's like Echo versus the world right now. Like really just like it's a 1v3 down there in Group C. So definitely very, very interesting for me. Echo, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, so the biggest thing that I seen was in Group B. This is the first time I've seen Homeboys. Now, when I was in Indonesia, I actually got to meet Daddy Hood, which was one of the KOLs in my group, alongside Blacklist, Elodia. So again, I mean, seeing that Group B, I mean, you guys were talking a lot about it, but I mean, two of those hit home to me. You know, being able to actually meet those owners in person. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what Homeboys does. Of course, the Ohio Brothers got to definitely always represent North America. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the first times I've seen AP Brand. So I kind of want to see what Group A is all about. But I'm gonna always keep an eye on Group B as well.
I like it. Leo?
I didn't notice that Group C was just one Filipino fighting everyone.
You haven't seen the memes yet? It's like
Yeah.
Aaron from AOT about to jump on the Titan, which is the Indo flag.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Okay, so no, here's the thing. This is you guys mentioned how Echo kind of left us all wondering what went wrong, and like how we have such high expectations from them. That's a whole other roundtable that can go for like 2 hours by itself. But that's what makes Group C all the more interesting. But I personally, in addition to everything that all y'all said already, I like Group D. Group D is so diverse. Group D is so flavorful. Again, I can't believe it. Abstract mentioned 3 nationalities in one team. I expected for that to already have happened in the past, given the past, 5 years of MLBB esports. But no, this is a first, right? This is a first. And that's impressive. You have See You Soon, who has a solid number of Filipino imports too. You have RRQ, who is constantly in a state of reconstruction. The Burmese aren't playing there. So it's a mix of their MDL roster and, what they want to try for MPLI. And then you have a crowd favorite, right? The team that basically ran 2022, RSGPH. It's prime RSGPH. So as soon as they announce Demon Kite is back and it's that same MSC 2022 roster, I slept well. Let me just say I slept well. So I'm looking forward to Group D. Group D is good.
Yeah, and I agree with Leo there. The moment I saw the roster came out, like I had to change up my predictions a bit. There's a version of my predictions that had like first it was See You Soon in the top 3, and then the Ohio Brothers in top 3. The moment I saw Demon Kai's gonna be back with the RGPH boys, like, all right, no, RGPH is gonna go in my top 3. I can't remember now like my version of the predictions, but I think I placed Ohio Brothers relatively high, either top 5 or top 4. I feel like they're a team that outside of the NA, a lot of people sleep on. I know there are names. People know who Hoon, Shark, and the other players are, but I really feel like the Ohio Brothers might surprise a lot of people in MPLI. But I also feel the same way for See You Soon. I feel like it's a team that I feel like after what happened in MSC in Cambodia, you really can't sleep on the Cambodian teams anymore. They're going up there in terms of like being able to compete with the best in the world. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Group D, Ohio Brothers, of course, Nova Esports. I feel like I'm just excited to see them. Not that I'm already placing high expectations on them right away. It's just like, hey, it's time to see what a new region that already has a lot of rich history in terms of esports can bring to the table for MLBB, and I'm super excited for it.
Yo,
And I just want to
I
quickly
noticed.
add on.
Husky?
Yeah, sorry. I just want to quickly add on to like what Reptar was mentioning, right? Because for Nova Esports, China as a region is also quite notorious for in being for people pretty hard to find their VODs, right? You have to go on their own streaming platform, Bilibili, Douyu. I've only been able to watch
Weibo.
very old VODs and Weibo, yeah, very old VODs of like Nova Esports, I think KBG, I think Weibo Gaming, a couple of China teams playing, and I remember it was like games in August, so between August to September, and they were playing on the slightly older version, so it's not like the current emblem system. They were still playing with the old emblem system, which was pretty interesting considering that Wildcards was 3 months away from that point. So I'm actually very excited to see if they have adapted to the latest version of ML mechanics, and I think Nova Esports will give us a good demonstration of that at MPLI.
I like it.
I just wanted confirmation from Reptar. You know, I noticed that you haven't said anything about Team Flash in Group D about top 3.
Wait, who's
Do
Team
you mind
Flash?
saying something
Where
a
are they
little bit
from
about that?
again?
Wait, I'm excited to see Team Flash too, man. Like, what else do you want me to add? Like, I'm excited to see Team Flash. I mean, I was watching as much as I could because we were in the middle of another broadcast that I think it was the MDL Philippines finals, and I was there. But on my phone, I was also watching the finals of Singapore, and we were all just we kept watching. We really thought, oh, it's over in this last game. Wait, nope, it's not. They chose not to last hit the base. They're gonna reverse this.
I don't think they chose that.
Yeah. Hey, come on, man. You know what? That's another roundtable discussion. What happened in the finals in Singapore? But
That was a trip, man.
I feel like Group D is gonna be a highlight machine. Like all these teams, when I think about it, can put on some of the memeiest, most amazing highlights for MPLI.
Rex,
Yes.
which is the part of the roundtable where we drop our hot takes? Is it this or no?
Are we gonna drop a hot take about MPLI?
Yeah.
We can do that because next we're gonna move on to M5. So we could, if anyone's got a real hot take, we can.
Yeah.
We'll start
Nova's
from
not there yet. I'm gonna say it now. Nova's not there yet.
I honestly, I'm gonna touch on that. I agree. I especially because, and I don't. We're going there. Leo brings it out of me. He does that for me.
This is not
place
a
to
critique. This is just a rational assumption.
Yeah, because they are,
Right.
and they're the number 2 team. Like they're already the number 2. From what I hear, the number 1 team, KBG.
KBG,
I don't want to
keep
mess
that
that
naming.
one up, right? But from what I hear, is they're also like catching up. You know, like don't get me wrong. For only like Beloyski said, for only like 3 months, they already look very good, but there's still definitely room for improvement. So I think for Nova, it's gonna maybe be even tougher time. I don't put them in my making it out of group stage personally. Maybe they surprise us, and I would love if they surprised us.
Yeah. That's why I want to strongly set my opinion so that the story is just much better, right? Let us be the scapegoats in this side of history.
Everyone say Nova Esports is gonna flood. I'm just kidding.
Out of the water. Jesus.
I completely agree with that. I think that they definitely still have a long way to go. It's just like their inaugural season, but I also am looking at the specific series between Nova and Dewa United. I think that would be a very good litmus test to see where they are as a team. If they can put up a good fight, then that would be the best case scenario. But if Dewa United walks over them, that is fine as well because it's their first season.
I do have a message for Nova Esports though. Okay, Nova Esports, hear me out.
Let us see your VODs.
他们讲的东西，你们不需要管，他们都是笨蛋，
Oh,
他们
God.
不明白你们好的东西，所以你们慢慢玩 ，OK， 慢慢玩，然后你们一定会打得很好的。
Totally
他们
agree.
不明白
Totally.
你们多好。
Where's LaFell at?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could
I
translate
totally
this.
agree with them. Yeah, I totally agree with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
With all of you guys and the Nova Esports, you guys need to,
Why do I feel like
better
Abstract
and,
just totally like threw us all under the bus and said, I'm not with
Yeah,
these
yeah.
guys? He's like, I'm not with any of these guys.
Yeah, we were just
They
nodding,
are
you know,
all
like, we were just
idiots.
nodding.
Don't listen.
I'll translate that for you. I'll translate it because I understand Mandarin, but I want to add on to what Abstract said. So Nova Esports 战队，不要听这个新加坡人讲话，他讲的都是错的，
No.
他才是笨蛋。
Ah.
我们全部都觉得你很厉
All
害。
right, all right, all right, all right.
Yeah. Now it sounds more like logical.
We got global. We went global, folks.
All right, so real quick,
about, right?
before we jump into the next section, let's do, this is just like rapid fire, no explanation. 2 teams that are going to move past group stage from each person. Start with Reptar.
AP Bren. See you soon.
No, I mean 2 teams from each
No.
group.
Oh.
No. 2
Oh,
teams
from each group.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Give me your 2
Sounds
from
like
each group real
randomly.
quick. Boom, 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 boom,
All right.
boom, boom, boom.
AP Bren, Ohio Brothers. Geek Fam. You know what? The Filipino in me screaming Blacklist International. Echo. BTR. RSG. Oh. RRQ.
All right, Leo.
All right, AP Bren. I hate to do this. AP Bren, Dewa United.
Don't do it, Leo.
No, check this out. Geek Fam, Homeboys.
Ooh.
The agents know what's up. Echo BTR and RSG. See you soon. There you go.
G.
I'm gonna go AP Bren, the Ohio Brothers, Blacklist, Homeboys, Echo, Evo. See you soon, and Team Flash.
All right. Yasu.
Before I tell you who are the like top 2 or like from each group, I want to add something for the MPLI. I think it's a really good opportunity for a lot of teams to I'm not gonna use the word practice, but get in touch with the current meta after the newest changes and get ready. Either it was for the M5 itself or for the teams who are qualified for the wild card. So for Group A, I will go with AB Pren and the Ohio Brothers. Yes. Group B, I think it's gonna go for Blacklist International and Homeboys. Group C, Echo and BTR. And Group D, I'll go with See You Soon and RQ.
I like it. Husky?
AP Brand, Ohio Brothers, Blacklist, Homeboys, Echo, BTR, RSG Philippines, and See You Soon.
Nice. Abstract?
Group A, AP Brand, Ohio Brothers. Group B, Blacklist International and Homeboys. Group C, Echo and Bigatron Alpha. Group D, Team Flash, RSG Philippines.
There.
I like it. Xena?
Group A, AP and the Ohio Brothers. Group B, Blacklist, Geek Fam. Group C, Bigatron and Echo. And then Group D, RRQ and RSG.
Private?
Group A, of course, AP Brennan, the Ohio Brothers. Group B, not that I think Blacklist has fallen off, but man, I've been a fan of Geek Fam for so long. And so we're going to go with them and the Homeboys. Group C, Biggitron Alpha and Echo. And Group D, RSG and See You Soon. Definitely.
All right, seeing as I'm the host, I don't have to give mine. Good luck on all the fans, guys. Figure that stuff out. Group A, definitely, I think AP Bren. I think TOB can pull it off against Diwa. I think I think if any group was going to happen, I think this is a group that we could get past group stage this time. It's been a rough year. Group B. Ooh, I've really been becoming a
hot
MENA.
take.
Yep. All right, fine. Team Falcons and Blacklist. I'm gonna call something crazy here. I'm gonna say.
Yo, this is just a quick update.
Okay.
This is the other Blacklist.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's a different lineup.
Oh,
What do you
Yeah.
mean
What's the other
Black-
Blacklist?
Falcons.
What's that?
It's their team too. It's Dominic.
Oh, so
Owl.
Leo's been holding information on us
I
this
know.
whole time.
You told us.
This is
Didn't you
public.
tell us?
Yeah, I thought it was you with. That's why I hesitated with mine earlier.
This is public.
All right. Anyways,
Going with 'em.
Continue,
Geek Fam,
sorry.
Team Falcons. I'm gonna get spicy here. I really like MENA and Turkey.
You chiz.
Team C. I think I'm gonna stick with what Leo said. Echo, Bigatron. Group D. I'm a RSG fan, so we're gonna vote for RSG here. And I'm gonna say RSG, RRQ.
Ooh.
That's my call.
All right.
That's my call. Sorry, guys.
That's for me.
All right,
Dang it.
that's that. We're done with that. All my feelings are out now. On to the next part. So basically, that's MPLI for you. M5. We have a pretty group draws out. The only thing we're waiting for now is wild card, so it's still kind of hard to make a few guesses, and we don't have time to really jump into all of wild card this time, so we're just gonna have to work around that, guys. Honestly, if you already have like a team that you really think is going to make it, you can throw them in as that wild card slot 1 or whatever, wild card slot 2. But I think the major thing we want to get onto now is M5 group stage, literally less than a month away at this point. And it's definitely an interesting group stage. This is going to be one of the most savage M series we've ever had. Teams will be eliminated in group stage. Luckily, it is best of 3, so like the cheese strats may not be as viable, but still it's going to be very interesting, I personally feel. Any quick thoughts on maybe the format or just anything like that before we jump into actually talking about the groups? This doesn't need to go in by order, but any quick thoughts about M5 from anybody?
There are definitely some top-heavy groups where you have just one team that looks so much better than others. But thankfully, there's also a group of death in the group stage. So I think you have a good balance of distribution in terms of the squads, in terms of the teams, and of course the wildcards will make a big difference in Group B and C, depending on like who makes it through.
I definitely agree. Private, any opinions? So let's talk about groups. Favorite group. You can give a quick. We got another like half an hour minimum here, so feel free. Favorite group. Give a description on each group if you want. But let's just kind of do analysis on the 4 groups. And actually, no, we'll switch it up this time. We're going to start with abstract.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw you off guard. You had it easy. The guys in the middle have had it easy. They always have time to like prepare their thoughts. So we're going to jump on you guys in the middle this time.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that's truly middle is Husky. I mean, if you're trying to be very specific about it.
True neutral. He is true neutral.
I'm like okay, never mind. It's okay. So we're talking about group stage, right? If we're talking about group stage, all I'm looking out for is Team Flash, and they are not in a really good group at all. I mean, AP Brand, Bum is gold. Jesus. So, I mean, on the other side, when we're looking at Group B, there's also a lot of big names. I mean, even though we are looking at Fireflux Esports as well as Blacklist International, I think that this is still kind of like Blacklist International's game and group. We are still waiting for the wildcards, but we gotta have to watch how the wildcards is really gonna appear. But otherwise, I think that the big names are generally just going to dominate every single one of these groups. Not much of a dark horse, in my opinion.
All right, I like it. Husky?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think I'm just gonna throw it out there. If anyone has any opinions, they can DM me afterwards. My DMs are always open. But I think for Group A and B, it's pretty straightforward, right? Group A is Onyx group. Group B is Blacklist group. But for Group C, I think I'm actually looking at Burmese Ghouls. I know AP Brand, winners of MPLPH, they probably will feel very confident. But Burmese Ghouls also had a long stretch of history in the M series. They played in M1, and that was I was there during M1. They captured my heart. They were runner-up in M2, and there was a period where they couldn't really compete, and now they're back. So I think this is kind of like a homecoming party for Burmese Ghouls. My favorite group is actually Group D, because I think this is literally, like the name says, Group D, D for death. You have Deuce Vault, they've been here since the very beginning. You have like players like Savo, I remember like Sunset Lover, Magistor. These are all veterans from the CIS region. Homeboys is playing there. You have Geek Fam, who had one of their best runs in MPLID, and of course you have the Ohio Brothers. So if there's one group that I don't know who to predict to get out of groups, it's going to be Group D.
I think a lot of us are looking at Group D the same way. Personally, I'm definitely looking at Group. It's definitely a hard one to guess. There's definitely like favorites, but I feel like it could really go like there's a lot of upset possibilities in Group D. Yasu, what are your thoughts?
Well, for the M5 group stage, I think that Group A, Group B, and Group C, there's like a strong candidate for each of these groups who are mostly gonna qualify as the first, which is Onyx and Blacklist, and then AB Bren. And yeah, I think that Group D is definitely the group of death. It has like, um, they are so near to each other in terms of the level, and they all want to bring something new to the table. So for the homeboys, I think that after seeing what they have done in the finals, especially, and also in the semifinals, they have a lot to prove in this M5. So yeah, it's definitely a group to watch, and also the Ohio brothers. I think that in this year, I think this year is going so well for them, especially in the group, not in the group stage, in the playoffs. I think they got it with a clean sweep. They got it without losing a single game. But yeah, as a MENA caster, I'm so much interested in Group A, and we have the Triple Esports there. So Triple Esports, actually, I would have made them the second, or like they have the chance to be the second in this group. Not because look, I'm a big fan not of Onyx, but of Kyrie. I don't know who's not a big fan of Kyrie generally. And I didn't. I wish not to get against him. Like the MENA region doesn't go against this guy. He's like a monster. But for Triple Esports, the only thing that really made me right now hesitating when I'm saying they might go at a second is that they have changed the best player in MENA, the one who was like awarded the final MVP, and for me he's the season's MVP, the gold laner. His name is Lork, and now they will play with a totally new gold laner. So
No.
yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be tough for Triple Esports.
I just want to quickly add on to like the homeboys, to like Yasu's point, like especially for Group D, about homeboys in particular, because this is, I believe, their first time for the entire team to compete in an M series, and this happens to also potentially be their Roma Zorn's last ride. Like he
Last
might
dance.
be,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it might be his last dance. There are
Is
talks
it?
that he might be retiring after this. Yeah, I think during the award ceremony, because he was awarded
He said-
playoffs MVP, and he did say that
Mhm.
this could be his last ride, which is pretty crazy because he only entered the grand finals of MPL 2 times. The first time was, I think, season 4, and then afterwards he went on a break, came back in season 12, and won the whole thing. So this man has gone through a lot. Got married in the process. Had the wife is about to give birth to his first child, and he's about to retire after M5. So this is going to be a very important one for homeboys.
All right. Sorry, real quick before G goes. Yasu put out a very, very powerful question. Let this be homework for all of us, yeah? Go find someone who doesn't like Kyrie. See if it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anyone say, yeah, Kyrie's fine, whatever.
He's
Like-
trash.
He's not that bad.
Alright.
I will make it my personal mission to find that one guy.
We're gonna put someone in a "I hate Kyrie" T-shirt and
You sell 0 shirts. You bought one for yourself.
man, I really thought these were gonna do well. This
That way
year.
we'll find one. That way we'll be able to find that one guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, so kind of building off of what everybody else was saying, I was actually suspecting that Group D again. I already said it earlier. I was looking forward to seeing homeboys, but again, now I'm diving into something that's a little bit different, right? Because we're into M5. I actually cast it, and I was casting in the grand finals of where Deuce Volts was in the Phygital Games. So again, I've seen how Deuce Volts can go from almost losing to flipping a switch and just flipping the table on another team. So these are something like Group D is like it's probably going to be the most sought after group to watch, just because we don't know what the Ohio brothers is going to do. We're going to suspect that they're going to do well. We don't know, how homeboys are going to do. Geek Fam, I mean, they're here as well. All of these teams are like the first time we've seen them. We've seen quite a few people from each team probably come into an M series, but we haven't seen them all together at the same time, right? So Group D, again, it's definitely the group of death. I hope, I mean, the Ohio brothers, I'm going to say it's probably going to be the American crawl from here. Like, they're going to have to literally pull everything out of their pocket to make it through this group, just because each team brings something unique to the table. Now, talking about some other groups, right? Of course, I feel like it's going to be Onyx and See You
Onyx.
Soon.
Oh,
And then
Oh,
Oh,
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Wasn't gonna let it slide.
Oh.
Wasn't gonna let it slide.
Never with G. Never with G. Right? To all the new people here and you that don't know G,
What a-
he has a terrible reputation for mispronouncing everything.
Moving on. I feel like Group B and Group C are gonna be probably the easiest, just because I feel like wild cards. I don't know if they're gonna. They might be wild cards, but I don't think they're gonna be dark horses, right? That's the biggest thing that I see from Group B and C is that I don't feel like they're gonna bring that dark horse energy because
Dude.
to be honest, they weren't able to make it there in the first place. So what are they gonna bring to the table with coming in through a wild card slot? So
G.
Are we
Well,
jumping to
standing
hot
on
takes
it.
already?
I'm just standing on it.
The Mongolians are onto you.
I'm
them
just gonna
pitchforks
come
is
out
at?
hot. I'm gonna come out hot. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Spicy.
Leo, you gonna follow up on that one?
Yeah, no, I mean, I see the logic about the wild cards, yeah, but there's basically Team SMG in the wild cards.
There it is.
Yes.
There is Team Little Gun in
Little
the
Gun.
wild cards.
Pew pew.
Right? Pew pew fam.
Pew,
All right,
pew,
so here's the
fam.
thing. All right, Group A can confirm. There's no way Onyx flubs this. Who gets a second spot? I don't know. Group B. Yes, I agree. Blacklist has this down pat. Group C, though, all right. There seems to be a non-consensus amongst us in the round table what the true group of death is. But I think it's Group C. I think it's Group C. Whether that second slot goes to Team Little Gun, Team SMG, or whoever surprises us from the wild card, that's a really strong group right there. And already it sucks to see now that Team Flash is caught in the crossfires of the Burmese-Filipino Civil War carried over from 2020, right? Like this,
The revival.
This was
Yeah.
an online war that started in the pandemic, man. I was in the front lines. I saw the first few fights, and this is gonna be
I
hot.
remember.
So, yeah. So Group C is the group of death for me personally, and then you got Group D, which is very similar to Group B in MPLI, wherein everyone has a chip on their shoulder. Everyone has something to prove, and yeah, if there was a favorite for me, it's Group C, man. Dare I even say, the dark horse and the champion might be in Group C. That's what I'm saying.
Now that Leo brought something up about Team SMG, I actually want to see SMG get slotted into Group C simply because I want to see SMG fight Team Flash. Because these two teams, they missed the championship trophy because they missed one hit on the crystal. So maybe when they fight against each other, it's gonna happen again.
Wait.
Not Team Flash. Team Flash won because of RSG missing
Because
one
of
hit on the
that.
crystal.
Yeah.
But SMG didn't win because they missed one hit on the crystal. So
Same but different.
same but different.
This is coming from a place of, hey, the Filipino and the Burmese are fighting. I want the Malaysian Singaporeans to do the same.
Do something about it, we lost like one direct invite slot, so we gotta earn it somehow.
We'll take it from you guys.
Well,
No.
Leo's saying that Group C might have the champion and also wearing an AB brand jersey. I don't know if that sends a message.
It's what it is, man.
Now that's good
Favoritism.
Yasu has
He
arrived.
changed his profile
One of
picture right
us.
after AP Brand 1. Like right after AP Brand 1, he just changed his Facebook profile
He was
picture
like,
with the AP Brand
Why
1.
not?
Just jagging Reptar.
Yasu's not wrong.
I agree with the thought though. Now that Husky brought it up, if Team SMG ends up in Group C is gonna be the best group, man. It's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking a lot into Group B though, because I feel like the world needs to watch out for RQ Akira. I feel like
Oh,
I think out of all the teams in the world stage, they have the biggest chip on their shoulder because they're pretty much dominating that side of the world in the Latin America region. They are the kings there, and even in their greatest rivals in Bigatron Sons, like Bigatron Sons can't scratch them. The last time that happened was even before this era of RRQ Akira. And so far, like, that group looks like teams that want to have revenge against Blacklist. You have Fireflux going up against Blacklist, RQ Akira going up against Blacklist. So it's like, all right, so this for M4. And the Blacklist group, they have a lot to watch out for, because I feel like all the teams there will be just looking at them, and they have a lot to prove. I'm just excited, and I know Leo can mirror this. I'm excited to see Renegade versus Louise, man. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
Them's my boys from Manila to Rio de Janeiro. Them's my boys. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, those are Leo's boys, so I'm excited to see that. And Group A, everyone's gonna be looking at Onyx, but I really think that there might be a chance Onyx might drop a series here. They won't lose the group. They'll still make it into the top 2, but I don't think they're going to have an undefeated run there. Could be very wrong, but I feel like either one of these, see you soon, Triple, maybe even Bigatron will be the surprise there that will deliver Onyx that loss in the group stage. Group C, yep, spicy. Group D, agree with everyone. I don't know. I just don't know, and it's going to be a fun group to watch.
Yeah.
I like it. Xena?
Well, for me, I think in A and C, it'd probably be easy wins for Onyx and AP, in my opinion, on those ones. But I feel like Group D will be fun to watch since we don't know really too much. Well, I don't know. For me, I don't know how most of these teams play, like Homeboys, Big Bam, Deuce Vault. The Ohio Brothers, of course, we've seen them here. But in Group B, I think it will be very fun to watch as it's, Blacklist, RRQ. Like he said, RRQ has been proving themselves, and I feel like that actually might be a battle there. So I feel like I'll have fun watching Group B.
I like it. Private?
For me, for Group A, I mean, if there's going to be a region that's going to kind of dethrone the Philippines, I think I'm going to be watching Onyx for that. I mean, they've come very close. This could be their year. That's kind of going to be the group. I mean, of course, I'm going to be watching Group D, but Group A, I've got my eyes on Onyx because I want to see how well they do. These early group stage matches are going to kind of set the tone for a lot of these teams, and honestly, I feel like they need to dominate that group if for me personally to feel like they're going to have that chance to kind of be able to dethrone the Philippines. I see Leo. He's got some.
All right, I forgot to mention this. Sorry, you mentioned it already. Indo might be the next or the best bet to dethrone the Philippines. I just look back in the short history of our beloved esport. There's only one real international rivalry in the grand finals of an M series. And that's the Burmese versus the Filipinos, and it went Game 7. Look back at that, right? It's been Indo, Burmese Filipino, and then all Filipino from there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's
right?
Yeah.
That's weird. We've been telling a story that has never come to fruition in an actual competition.
It's actually
on the
a really
grand
good point.
stage.
Like, it's never actually this whole stories that everyone that all of online has made has never actually been a thing.
Right? I mean, it happened in MSC. It happened in MSC 2022 and 2023, but that's it.
Craziest thing was that when Burmese went up against Brand, like Brand won the whole thing. So if there's any chance, we might see that repeat, right? Because AP Brand is playing, Burmese they're also playing, and they're in the same group. They're in Group C, and there's a chance only one of them might make it out of it.
Spicy.
And they won't see each other in the knockout stage. If they do both make it out, it'll be a while till they meet again in the knockout stage.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the story is set. Like, again, if we were going to repeat history, then it's there.
Back to Private.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to jack Private. It's, it's a revelation. It's a revelation.
It's a revelation.
Because yeah, and that's a good point too. Because like I mean, for me, Group A, Group B, I feel like it's kind of put in stone for me with who's going to be coming out on top of that. Group C is the big one for me. That's going to be kind of a flip flop, even compared to Group D. Like I'll get to that in a second, but like Group C, I do feel like there is something that can happen here between Bren and the Ghouls. I just no disrespect to Flash or to who's going to be the wild card in there. I feel like this can be something that can get a little wishy-washy. That perhaps maybe even Burmese can get some wins off of Bren. Group D, I'm not really on the fence about the Ohio brothers. It's hard to really kind of scale North America because I feel like we just have small pockets of good players, and you have to see how dominant was the North American team to be able to go into the world stage. Like when BTK was dominant, they had to absolutely just wipe the floor with the rest of North America to be able to come and get third place on the world stage. And I feel like the Ohio brothers repeated that same thing. We're able to wipe the floor with the rest of North America. They're at a level, and even talking with a lot of the players, this is the absolute pinnacle of what we have to offer right now. Every player knows what they need to be doing, even with the experience we have on there. Shark, Hoon, Zia as well, who he kind of snuck up. I know he didn't do as well in the beginning of the year, but talking with him, he's like being part of the Ohio brothers, where everybody knows their role. It allows him and the rest of the players to kind of sit back in their role and just focus on what they need to do. And I'm very confident in their ability to come out on top of Group D.
I definitely agree with certain thoughts on the TOB thing. For me, I was really excited about. I'm kind of upset now because I was very excited about Triple Esports. In Group A, they had a great run in ISF. They just took a lot of us by surprise. So when I saw them in this group, I was like, they could be the number 2. I still think it's definitely possible. Don't get me wrong. I think See You Soon is going to be their major challenger. I am not as I love the Brazil boys, but I'm not as much on the hype train as a lot of people are with them. I feel like my issue, I think this is a year that they need to get past top 8, because the past 2 years they haven't been able to get past top 8 in international stage, and they don't really. The sad thing with Latin America is they don't get the opportunity that NA's gotten this year, and MENA and a lot of in Turkey and so many regions have. They don't really get to leave South America to go face international teams throughout the years. They have their Liga Latam. They have tons of countries down there and lots of teams playing, but it's very secluded. So RQ's sitting like a shark with a bunch of little fish, I feel like. And the only time they really get to go against the big boys, the big fish, is once a year. And that could be the issue that they're having, that they're running into each year, because I do think they have that potential. But I still just don't for me, I kind of put Turkey a little bit above them in Group B. I think they're on the same power level, but I kind of feel like Turkey could be possibly a little bit higher. They did good this year. I see you, Leo. I see you. Go for it.
No,
Transition in.
If I'm hearing you right and your logic is sound, all of the Turkish MLBB and their neighboring regions, you're saying cultivate a stronger team in Fireflux than what Central and South America has in their champion, that is RRQ Akira. Is that right?
I'm feeling in my personal opinion, I feel like so far this year, and again, we haven't gotten to see South America, right? We haven't gotten to see them at MSC. We didn't get to see them at we didn't see them at ISF, right? Did we? No, they didn't get to go to ISF.
No.
So we haven't we really haven't gotten to see them. And I think that could be a downfall. That's just and again, they could surprise me. Hopefully they do. But compared to Turkey, had a pretty good run in ISF. We got to at least see them at MSC. They do look stronger. MENA looks way stronger. And these are kind of the reasons why my hopes are a little low this year for NA personally. I feel like we're kind of hitting a plateau. I think we did great in M3, we did good in M4, but every other region like MENA, Turkey, Brazil, all these, look at Malaysia, they had an insane grand finals, Cambodia, like all these regions that were before in the lower echelon of M series are now like, I think they're equal to us, if not stronger, and it's kind of got me like, ooh, it's like there's no easy group anymore for TOB, I feel like. No matter what group we end up in, I am on the edge of my seat watching the games. To whereas, like, there was some years where I'm like, oh, this should be an okay group. Oh, this is an easy match. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm kind of like, ooh, like, they're going to have to fight for this. But yeah, so BTR, I think they are probably the lower side of this group. For Group B, I'm excited for Fireflux versus RQ. I think they're definitely around the same power. If I had to scale them, I think they're around the same. That's probably my most hype match in that game. If SMG gets into that group, it could definitely be hype. If Lil Gun gets into that group, it could definitely be hype. It just adds some more flavor and puts a lot more pressure onto RQ and FF. I think Black feels very comfortable in this group, especially since it's best of 3. If it was best of 1, you never know, some upsets could happen. But since it's best of 3, I think Blacklist has this group in the bag. Group C, definitely hype. I mean, definitely hype BG versus AP, you know. I mean, it's definitely exciting. Group D for me is very up in the air. I don't have a flat-out guess, even though, like, and this is coming from a patriotic NA fan. I think TOB can do it. But I also think they could lose it. Like, I think I'm even one to say, like, I think Geek Fam could get upset here. I think Homeboys could get upset here. I don't think there's any, like, for me, there is not a guaranteed 2 in this group, especially since it's best of 3s. I think that just adds such a layer to all of this. Best of 1s, it was always a little bit different. You had that opportunity to do things, but since it's best of 3, like G said, Des Vault could totally flip the script and reverse sweep somebody. Malaysia looks really good this year, man, and they've had a rough last 2 years, right, in M Series, or a rough last year in M Series. So we'll see how they do. I'm excited to see, like, if they're actually, like, pushing past the pedestal of what they were before, because I don't want to see Gideon cry this year at M5 again, you know. Shout out to Gideon. I'm just kidding.
Dude, Gideon has shaved his leg on broadcast earlier this year, so.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It can't get much worse for him.
It wasn't even a shave. It was like a quick wax. It was like
Oh, a wax, right.
it was a strip. Yeah, that hurts. But I just want to add for Trex's take on our Brazilian boys. As someone with Hispanic roots, I will be the rep because Abstract and Husky got to speak for our Chinese community. This is for the Brazilian boys. Trex, mano, voce, and woco, bro.
You're saying I'm crazy?
Bro, you are crazy.
Is that something you know, or have you been looking that up the past 5 minutes?
Definitely Google Translate that one. It did not seem natural.
Plead the fifth.
El loco, bro. Capital. No, I'm not gonna. Never mind. Calm down, Trex. Calm down.
I totally get what Trex means though. That their sort of isolation from the Asian side of the world might come back to bite them. But as far as I know, like the RQ and even Bigatron, like they're very supportive of the Latin America side of things. And I know that they have a lot of minds working behind the scenes, and there's a lot of effort to get the Bigatron Sons and RQ Akira ready to compete whenever they need to compete against like Asian teams. I know they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes to get them prepared and well prepared for tournaments such as this. But I get that. That's always like a lingering thought as well in the back of my head with the Brazilian teams and the Latin American teams is that you guys are putting on some great MLBB in that side of the world, but when it comes to the world stage, like, are you ready for it? Like, you're not used to this level of competition. They've got their own level. Not to say it's necessarily worse, but it's just different from the level that we would compete in. And because of MPLI and their experience, even though Ohio Brothers and some teams from NACT have that level of experience going up against like the Asian teams.
Yeah, I think like they're still a strong, like they still have made it to top 8, which is the middle of the all the
Yeah.
regions, right? It's still like a 4th, 5th, 6th place region out of 16, right? But but I think this is a great year for them to like push past that, or else they're gonna like this would be 3
True.
years in a row that they're just a middle of the stage team, you know. And I think if they want like at this, if they don't do it this year, it's gonna start to cement that in my mind. Like if they don't start getting international throughout the year, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
This is kind of like an important year, I feel like, for RQ, because 3 years in a row, just almost cutting it, you know. It's like it's
Yeah.
tough. So I definitely, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting year. I can say that the least. We're going to do another quick rapid fire before I think final question of the night, or maybe we'll do quick hot takes. But let's do favorite 2 games you're most excited to see out of group stage. You don't have to give a game from each group, just 2 games. Let's try to make this quick. 2 games that you're very excited to watch in group stage. We'll start with Reptar.
Oof. Right away. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go up this time too.
All right. I'm,
You can give more than
I'm
2
not
if
gonna,
you want. You can give 3.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like the super obvious ones. Like as a Filipino, automatic, I'm gonna say AP Brand versus Burmese schools. But let's try to make things interesting. I'm excited to see Bigatron versus See You Soon. Ohio Brothers versus Geek Fam. And RQ Blacklist.
I like it. Yasu?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going up this time. We're going up. We're changing it up. I got to keep you guys on your toes.
I was shocked. Okay, for Group C, I think that it is like stating the obvious, the AB Brem match against Bremis Ghouls. And for Group A, I think See You Soon and Onic will be a really interesting match. There is something I really wanna like talk about before I continue with the Group B and D. You brought up the IESF and the run that MENA had, and also the run that some regions had, and I totally agree with you. I actually had really high expectations this year. I still have some high expectations for Triple Esports. But with the last change, I think I think because we didn't see that marksman play for Triple Esports unless it was the last season they played under the name of Wild Axe. It's just, like almost the same members. And also like I want to bring up 2 questions, but I think that this will go for the hot takes, as you said, after we finish the matches. So for Group B, I will go back. For Group B, I think I will go for Blacklist International and RQ. And for Group D, I am really interested in seeing Homeboys play against Geek Fam.
I like it. Xena?
I'll go through the groups too.
You can just do 2 if you want. You don't have to go through all the groups.
Well,
Games
in
you're excited
Group A,
for.
I kind of want to see. I do want to see You Soon play since I am part Cambodian. So I want to see them go against Onic. And then I'm excited also to see Blacklist going against RRQ and the Heil Brothers versus Geek Fam.
All right, private. We're gonna snake.
Geek Fam in Ohio, of course. Definitely want to see how Ohio can stack up against Indonesia. Of course, AP Brent versus Burmese schools. I would say Fireflux versus RRQ, just because I feel like Blacklist is on another level there. And then in Group A, Biggitron and See You Soon.
Biggitron. Biggie Smallstron.
Biggitron.
Smallstron. Husky.
Okay, so quickly through the groups, I think Group A is, for me, is Bigatron against Triple. Group B, I want to see Fireflux Akira. Group C, I want to see Burmese Ghouls against AP Brand, simply because like Burmese Ghouls is a completely new team, but AP Brand had 2 M2 champions, right? So this could give us a good litmus test. Group D, I want to see Homeboys take on the Ohio Brothers, partly because last year the Valley knocked us out of the M series and we lost 1 direct invite slot because of that. So I'm here for revenge. I'm here for redemption. On this podcast, like 4 NA guys against 1 Malaysian guys. Like I'm just a pipsqueak.
You're the MPL Slayers last year.
Homeboys. Like I would say Homeboys Geek Fan, but they are in the same group for MPLI. So I think we will see that nonetheless. But Homeboys Ohio Brothers, I think that's the most interesting series for me.
Leo.
Group D, the Ohio Brothers versus Homeboys. Not for the slot being taken away that has no sentiments for me. Like they can do whatever they want, but it's more of for my own personal tier listing, right? Because the way that you look at Turkey and Central and South America as like very close to each other, that's where I put MY and NA right now. Like that, I might be offending either of y'all, but the way that the mechanics and the macro of both kind of stack up, this will allow for me to understand better. So TOB, homeboys.
But hold on.
I don't know why I offended.
But hold on. But which, if you put them in the same group, which group is above the other group?
No, don't say that.
Which pocket is above the other pocket?
I'll make it easier for you. Leo. If you say that like Homeboys is above TOB by a little bit, I would be more than
that's
happy
not what I want to know. I want to know,
because-
is the Myanmar NA above the Turkey MENA Brazil, or is the Turkey MENA Brazil above the Myanmar, above the Malaysia
Why
NA?
are y'all like children? You love me more though, right? Like,
Like, it's a compliment regardless where you place us because we've been so down low. I think this is like we can't get any lower. The only way is
anyway
up.
for MY, right? Anyway, right. So that's Group D. That's the dynamic for me in Group D. Group C, I want to see Team Flash versus whoever's in the wild card. That for me is like that's the pit fight. That's the Fight Club moment. Group B, RRQ Akira versus whoever comes out of the wild card, because I want to see them get some killer instinct. I want to see some teeth from Brazil. And then Group A, Triple Esports versus Onic. Coach Lyric, show me what you got.
No.
Don't you put
Don't
that
watch
on
that.
me, Ricky Bobby. Gee, the echo.
Spicy.
Wild. So, starting Group D, I want to see Deuce Volts versus the Ohio Brothers. Group C, I want to see AP Bryn versus Team Flash. Just because everybody else is going Burmese schools. I want to see something else, Might as well. And then for Group B, I want to see RRQ Akira versus Blacklist. RRQ's been placing first place in like almost everything, so I actually have high hopes for RRQ Akira. And then Group A, I haven't really seen See You Soon or Triple Esports, so I kind of want to see both of them go at it.
I like it.
All right.
Abstract, Mr. Eugene.
I'm only looking forward to two games,
Oh.
and that is between Team Flash versus AP Brand. The other game is Homeboys versus GeekFam ID. The reason for that is that this will be a continuation of MPLI. They are the only 4 teams that are facing off against each other in the group stage. So MPLI is very likely gonna be like their training grounds to understand who's bottom, who's the top, and how they would want to fight against these opponents in M5.
But like, who's the bottom and who's the top?
Yeah.
Yeah, abstract. Oh, it's on me now, huh?
No comment.
Great transition.
So who's the bottom, who's the top?
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, I'm very excited for Triple Esports, so I'm gonna try to probably tune into all of their games in Group A. That'll be one of my I'll try to pull in to see how they do. Group B for me, it's really that Fireflux RQ game. I think that if MSG or Lil Gun, if MSG gets into that group, maybe even Lil Gun,
SMG.
it could definitely
SMG.
toss things up. That's everything just changes the whole. But currently, without knowing who that wildcard is, I think it's a toss up between one of those two teams making it out of Group B. Group C. Yeah, if SMG gets in there, that's really where SMG ends up for me. That's the big decider. So very hype either way. Of course, AP Brand, Group C, we know the hype there. Group D. TOBHB, yeah, but also I really want to see if TOB does as well as I hope they're going to do. I'm more excited for the TOB Geek game. That's more of my excitement because I think that's a real limit tester for them. even if they don't beat Geek, if they can take a game there and then maybe beat one of the other teams, like I'm hoping that they make it out of groups here. If they do as good as I think that they can do and don't choke, like I think they've kind of been doing in international, I think they have the possibility to, pull off some upsets. So I'm really excited to see how they do against Geek personally.
You're allowed to say that, right? Because you're from NA. You can say that TOB's been choking.
Yeah, I mean and they'll say it too, man. They have, bro. I mean, it is what it is. It's true. MSC was they did kind of get thrown into that in the midst of the chaos of NA, our own personal revolutionary war.
The sitch, yeah.
So that was kind of a weird state. ISF was also a mix-up of different players from different teams. This is going to be their first time really.
Yes.
All together.
Since
but
the
there's
Valley.
also no excuse here. So, if they choke here, they are going to hear it all of next year from all of NA. There's a lot to live up to. NA's done, overall, for the region we are, I think we've done pretty well in M Series. For a non-MPL region, for a non-coach, non-analysis region, no organizations in our region. We've consistently made it to tied for top 3 in regions in the world, technically. That in itself says a lot. And there's a lot on TOB's shoulders this year, I would say, for being the, in a sense, new team, going.
I actually like to ask 2 questions, so for whomever can answer those 2 questions. The first question is, what happened to Echo? Because I know that they had a really good run. Yeah, because I think that we just forgot about.
You better calm down over there, bro.
Yeah, because not having the previous world champion is it doesn't feel right to me to even get to the group stage. Where did the T-Rex go? He went under the Echo's jersey. So yeah, this is I think it's a really huge question. Yeah, this is the Mia. It's a really huge question, I think. And the other question is, I already asked Hun about that. I had a stream with him, and I told him, what if any region played its own style and not go and, how can I say that, fall into the Filipino meta, fall into the Indonesian meta, and just play your own meta and make other people adjust to you. I just I have those 2 questions, and I hope that anyone with the answer could answer me.
Leo, Reptar, you guys can take the Echo.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the reps.
So
you're
what?
The PH
So
representatives here.
what happened to Echo number 1? If you watch MPLPH, you will see that it's maybe less than half an internal situation. Because if you watch Echo and you see the teams that they played against, mind you, they knocked off RSG. They eliminated RSGPH. So they're still effectively 3rd in all of MPLPH, right? So look at the 2 teams that actually made the cut. Blacklist and AP Bren. They're just better now. AP Bren and Blacklist just improved. So I'd like to think Echo's actually fine. Echo's doing okay, save for that little, who's playing in Rome, fam, and how does that affect all the other roles from here? So if they figure that out, I think they're fine. It's just, it gets really blown up out of proportion. And personally, me included, I'm in for that ride because I'm a fan too. So yeah, no, I'd like to think they're fine. I'd like to think they're okay.
Yeah, same sentiments as Leo. At the end of the day, I mean, in sports, they're better teams. AP Brennan, Blacklist, and we have to put a little bit more focus on Blacklist in this scenario because they're the ones who beat Echo in the upper bracket, then beat them in the lower to eliminate
twice.
them. Yeah. So they figured out Echo after being their boogeyman for a world championship and 1 season of MPL Philippines in season 11, and even the regular season in season 12. But then come the playoffs, they were like, nope, we finally figured you out. We know how to beat you, and they did just that. And that's what happened. Echo. That's why we're not seeing Carl Teasy be able to defend. It seems weird. Carl Teasy and Echo won't be able to defend the world championship in home soil.
Will this be the first time a PH team doesn't go to defend their, or did Onic? I mean, did Bren also not defend in M3?
No,
yeah, Bren couldn't defend theirs. I mean, it was Onic and Blacklist defending the Philippine World Championship, but Bren couldn't defend theirs.
But honestly, it feels like PH has the most volatile playoffs out of any playoffs I watch. It's always at least the past 2 seasons, they've been very. like you just don't know. Like, yeah, Blacklist
Yeah.
always finds a way to like weasel their way into that ends, and I think you said it perfectly. Like, it's not like what happened to Echo, it's what happened to Blacklist. Like, what did they put in their Wheaties in playoffs? Because they definitely just came in like swinging. I mean, when I was watching PH playoffs, I was like, it was definitely insane. Their run was incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
If I
really
may
fun
chime
to
in,
watch
right?
that.
Yeah, if I may chime in, I feel that there's like there's nothing necessarily wrong with Echo, but we gotta have to remember like a few years back, it was Blacklist International that has been dominating the scene as well. And everyone was thinking, yo, Blacklist is unbeatable. Like no one can find out what's with Blacklist International. And suddenly, boom, Echo came up with a solution. And
Yeah.
because of the fact that they dethroned Blacklist International, people start to look at Echo as the new
Yeah.
kings. So we're back into this rotation again. It's always a constant cycle. And if you're looking at MPL PH itself, honestly, anyone could be kings, and it's more about who ones up one another.
And also, just like a small footnote, it's also that was also the period where WeWise was Oh My Venus and Wise were playing with Blacklist, right? Like they won M3 with Edward, Haji, and Ohab, and they popularized the whole what do we call it, the
Ube.
ultimate bonding
Ube strat.
experience.
The Ube.
The Ube strat, yeah, the
Ube.
Ube strat, yeah, the
Mhm.
ultimate bonding experience. They popularized the whole thing, and it is still a thing now. And when WeWise decided that they're gonna take a back seat, there were doubts towards Blacklist, like, oh wow, you now don't have the two main pillars of the team that kind of brought the whole Enchanter strat. How is the team going to perform? And Blacklist did went on a downhill ride for a while. So to see them bounce back and come back to M5 and have a good chance to get a second trophy for 3 of their players, I think is a very, very good redemption arc.
I like it.
And I think it's with that maybe we can go and try and answer Yasu's second question, right? What if a team comes in to play their own meta, plays their own strat and style? How will that affect the overall esports landscape? I think that's what Blacklist did, right? They made Ubistrat a thing, but you can't do it without any basis. The reason why Ubistrat was a thing, and that's why you could say that's maybe 60-70% of what the DNA is of the current metagame is, what we would call the Philippine meta, is because it answers specifically what everyone was doing at the time was. You can't just say, this is my strat, I'm going to do it, I'm going to win. It has to somehow interact very well with what currently works. So why did Ubistrat work? Well, it's because at the time, you were very pick-off heavy, you were very teamfight heavy, very conversion heavy. And if you stuck together and you went in as a unit, it's almost impossible to stop. And they made that work mainly in Season 7 and Season 8, where the real strat or the meta that worked was big 3v4s that snowballed into big wipeouts or pick-offs or death balls or assassin meta, and then that's why that worked. So I don't know what the next big strat is that could change the way we play now, but that's what I see is the next direction. If you can stop or interact with what works now, that can be what changes things.
Who's going to be the ones to do it, right? Because it's true, and really, like the current meta we're sitting in now, all kind of reflects that Ube. Like the utility junglers, grouping up and everything. It all kind of falls back to those, like some of those early roots of Blacklist, I think, in M3. And like, what's going to be the next big change? When is a team going to find that answer to that and like bring it in and make it work? And then everyone starts mimicking that new strategy, right?
This also comes at a time where certain heroes have received changes that could prove to be significant, right? Moskov just got reworked. We have a new Lolita, which hasn't been shown, at least not in Southeast Asia. We also had the Enchanted supports, they got buffed. We have the Flash of the Oasis, and then they tuned down the Enchanted supports by a little bit, but they are still kind of relevant, right? Angela was played mid for a long time, and then they realized that, man, she was too strong. We got to tone her down, but she's still good in what she does. Matilda was still an S tier pick. So I think this going into M5, you still have X factors of whether teams have this, whether teams would put in the extra time to practice heroes that have been changed, have been tweaked, but not brought out in the competitive scene yet. Even Tigreal got a change, right? His ultimate instantly stuns you, so you don't heavily rely on buffering into a flicker. You can now just flicker out and kind of get the engage going. So I think these little changes do matter, especially when we look at regions that might surprise people, like the Latin region, like NA.
Sure. So
I actually
go.
was kind of curious as to from the last M series that we've watched, how I feel like this is the most influx that the meta's been going into an M series that it's ever been.
Yep.
Because like the last ones, I feel like the meta was already established for months on, and it was just perfecting and honing those and sharpening the sword for that meta going into the M series for the last few months. This year, I feel like there's been so many different changes so very close to the M series that there's still kind of like a developing meta, more so than there has been in the last seasons. Or is that kind of, or in the last years, or is that just kind of me being?
No, I think it's.
Yeah.
I mean, like even with emblem systems happening halfway through the year, with some of the new heroes happening, they just dropped more patches. I'm wondering if we're going to see like one last patch note come in. We're getting pretty close. I don't think they'll drop one like within the 2-week span, because normally if something happens, it takes 2 weeks to like a revamped hero is allowed or a new hero is allowed. So if there's any changes, it probably happens in the next like week or so, and that's it. But I think there's definitely some opportunity for like new metas to arise. I think this M series.
Yeah, even for the emblems, it happened like in the middle of MPL/MY where they introduced Wilderness Blessing. Like, that was a big deal for a lot of people. And right now, like with the recent minor patch, Tigro Ultimate got tweaked. Khalid now can use his first ability without having to hit any
Khalid's so
units. And that is like that
So
changes
hyped.
Khalid a lot. Harif got buffed. Now this if this hero isn't a strong snowball hero, he definitely is now. He's just way better in what was given to him. So I think overall it goes back to my point, right? These small changes that could be the X could make a big difference, because they are signature heroes for certain players that were not played because those heroes just don't work. But maybe they will now.
I'd like actually to go with Brivate's point. He said that in the previous seasons, it was almost about sharpening your sword or like focusing on one certain meta. And at some point, actually, I felt like Fredrin was forbidden. Like he was most banned and like never picked. And whenever he's open, he just get picked. So yeah, I think that this season will witness a lot of strategies, and also a lot of regions are getting much better. And I hope that they don't adjust themselves to a certain meta and we see a one type or like a one style in this M5. I wish to see a variety of styles. I want to see assassins. I want to see fighters going in like Leomord. I want to see the utility heroes, everything. I want to see everything being pulled off.
All right.
Buckland Jungle?
Before we go too far, we are running low on time, so we want to get into our final question real fast. And since we have invited you guys onto the North America channel, we have to force you guys to talk about some North America stuff and TOB and our hopes for TOB. Thoughts on how far they will get an MPLI and how far they will get an M5? Do you think they're going to make it out of group stage? Do you think that they, this is just maybe a rough year for NA, growing stage, whatever? Thoughts on it? Who wants to go first? We'll ask.
I'll go first. I'll take the first hit.
All right.
I think TOB actually has a really good chance in both MPLI and M5. Like MPLI, they are in Group A. They have AP Brand, Dewa, and Nova, which there's a good chance they finish second. That's putting AP Brand in first place. For M5, they are in Group D. They are with Homeboys, Geek Fam, and Deuce Vault. Again, that for me is a group of death. So there's also a good chance that they place second. I think first is probably going to be Geek and Homeboys for me, but second place, that one is up in the air. So I think the Ohio Brothers making top 8 is actually not a far-fetched dream. They can definitely do it.
I like it. Abstract?
Oh crap. To be very honest, I actually have the same sentiments as Husky, not because we are like neighbors or anything, but if we are looking at MPLI itself, we did believe, quite a lot of us actually believe that TOB might actually get second place. Understandably, we all said that Nova Esports is not quite ready just yet, and they were United kind of have like the second place curse to a certain extent, and they always lose to Evil's Legends. And right now, I feel that the Ohio Brothers is a team that is capable of being able to be better than EVOS Legends. So that's how my ranking system works, right? The Ohio Brothers probably better than Day One United. So MPLI, they might be able to get themselves on the second place in Group A. While for M5, there's a lot of things going on, and mainly Geek Fam ID, I believe they're gonna get themselves first place. If Homeboys learn on how they would want to fight against Geek Fam ID in for M5, I think that is gonna be tougher for TOB. So I think most of TOB's hopes and dreams is actually very much dependent on if whether Homeboys does well or not.
Actually, I want to get in like my final word just as quickly.
Real quick.
Yeah, real quick. So Geek Fam ID actually like knocked out Dewa United from MPL ID, right? So if the Ohio Brothers can take down Dewa in MPLI, and they will be facing Geek Fam in M5, there's actually a good chance that the Ohio Brothers can put themselves close to Geek Fam. So I think the MPLI match between TOB and Dewa United is also a very good litmus test to see where NA stands on the world stage. Yeah, that's it from me.
Well, that's interesting.
Cena, you want to go next? The people want to hear you talk, Cena. I just want to let you know. The whole chat's like, let Xena talk.
Thank you for wanting to hear me talk. It's just interesting to hear everybody talk, though. Like, I'm one of those type of people that just sit there and, take in what everyone's talking about. But I do feel that they would do okay now in MPLI. I feel like they can probably get that second spot. Of course, AP Bren is going to be taken first. But I feel like they can have that chance, and the way that their team is right now, their synergy is very strong, and then the players do really well. I like how they work well with each other, and I feel that they have a chance. They have a chance to get up there in these two, in M5 and in MPLI.
You're good. G?
Yeah, so I mean, an MP.
I just lost you, G. We lost you, G.
Yeah.
We lost you, G. G! Stop talking! I don't think he hears us either.
Yeah.
G! Everybody wave their hands. Everybody together.
Just nod like you understand him.
Just dance weird so that he will pick up on it.
He's just going. He's not even looking at us.
Not even paying attention.
He's still
He's
going.
not catching anything. He's still not catching anything.
He's just going in. He's literally just going in.
Oh, how long is the story?
False. I mean,
There he is. Now he comes.
There
He
he
just had a
is, G.
Forrest Gump moment
now
where
we
like
can
he
hear-
says the whole speech and then it's like, and that's what I think about that. We couldn't hear you that whole
We
time.
totally got you. We totally heard everything.
where'd it go? What?
I don't know. Your mic just
Wow.
cut out for like a solid minute.
Yeah.
That's
No, we
wild.
heard nothing. You said.
Oh, welcome
yeah,
back.
from the
Wild.
beginning.
All right. Well, here I'll start over. So MPLI.
Nope, you lost your turn. On to Leo.
So MPLI, I think that they're gonna be they're in a group that I think they could possibly secure the second spot at least, because they're gonna have to deal with AP Bryn. I think they could, after going through group stage, be able to turn things around and probably win it all in MPLI. So we'll have to see what they do there. Now at M5, I feel like it could just be all up in the air at that point, right? Like, again, I mean, they're going to be going against Deuce Vaults, Geek Fam, Homeboys. I think Group D is such a strong group that I don't know if they'll make it, but I hope they do.
Leo,
All right. Good news or bad news first?
give us the bad news.
Yeah.
There's no good news.
Right.
Good.
Bad
I
news
want to feel
first.
good at
Bad
the end of
news-
this. I'd rather feel
Wait,
good at
bad
the
news
end.
is, I'll be honest. I'll be brutal here. I'll be brutally
Well, I
fair.
like you, Leo.
It's difficult for TOB, both MPLI and M5. I think we're being very optimistic in how we. I personally would think it's very optimistic to think that maybe they can make it to second out of that group, because Dewa was very strong and AP Bren is also very strong. So it's really just Dewa or TOB, right? So that's the bad news. Even in MPLI, even in M5, I don't even want to talk about M5, right? Because they're fighting off against Homeboys, they're fighting off against Geek Fam ID. So, well, sorry, I'm not counting Deus Volt. See, because Deus Volt might be a superpower. We don't know. EECA, we don't know what their ML is like right now. So, that's the bad news. Good news is the order of things are favorable to TOB, right? They can learn from MPLI so that they know how to bounce back for M5, so that they can upset that group and then come through to the knockouts and then go from there. If they're able to do that, I see them finishing no lower than 5 or 6. No lower than 5 or 6 if they go out of the group stage. But they have to use MPLI very strategically first. That's it. That's where I see TOB.
Yeah.
Reptar?
Because of their groupings in both MPLI and M5, yeah, I'm slightly skeptical. However, there is still a good sense of how do you call this? Optimism towards them. I feel like if I'm gonna have to choose, I feel like they're gonna have a better MPLI run than they may have an M5 run. Different from Leia, I feel like TOB is up there. I feel like if they just get past the group stage, that's a good sign for North America that your reps are gonna do well in an international tournament. Because I think roster-wise, we've really only seen them in action in NA, but all of them, I really appreciate their game. Like, I still see Shark as an absolute world-class roamer. Milo, if that's how you pronounce it, Mielo. I've
Mielo,
actually never
yeah.
asked Mielo.
Yellow.
Yeah. I feel like he is not a top 5 XP laner, but I can count on him to stand with the best of them. I'm not gonna say confidently for sure now, like, oh, he can beat Edward, he can beat Boots, but more of like I can count on him to do his job properly. Hoon and Shark together, I feel like they're a world-class combo in the rotations. And I think best player, his best improvement from the last time we saw him was that he really just plays much better now with his roamer and with his mid. And I'm excited to see best player in an international tournament, see how much he's improved, because he lives up to his name, not gonna lie. The performances that he can show, his potential, I feel like it's up there. And of course Zia as well, being someone who's shifted roles all throughout now, like throughout his career, going mid, going gold again. And I like what I saw from him from NACT, which is why that's where my optimism from TOB comes from. It's like, dude, you have all the tools. It seems like y'all really get what you need to do, as the North American talents here have echoed. So I don't see why not. But the groups just never really seem to be like in their favor. That's it.
Okay.
How about Wrath? You didn't talk about Wrath.
Wrath.
Wrath. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I only saw who I saw.
we all only
Okay,
saw him
we saw
once.
you.
Wrath is a great guy, though.
Wrath, I don't know enough
He
about
is.
your game. I'm looking to know more.
Well, speaking about the NA region generally, I think that it and also while connecting some points, I think that BTK had the best run for NA, and yeah, it's most definitely the best run for NA. They finished third at M3, and they also played their own style at some points. We have seen some wild picks from Mobile Zane especially, and also some target bans, and there was a big story happening in the M3. So having the Ohio brothers, and speaking of the present, I think that they do have the potential I think they have world-class players, as I think Reptar was the one who said that. They have Hun, and also they have Chark, which made combo made in heaven in mid lane. So I think that they can do so good, and I would actually also connect the point that Leo said earlier, something I said to Team Falcons before. They are the MENA region representative in the wildcard. I told them that you have to get the best use out of MPLI. You have to get the best experience possible. You have to do not just the games, but also the scrims and the practice. in the MPLI to do something in the future, to do something in the wild card for Team Falcons. But here we say to do something better and to evolve, to get a better strategy for Team the Ohio Brothers in the M5. And if they did that, they might finish at like a top 6 in the M5.
Okay. Private. Best for last.
For me, there's been issues with this group of people, or with North America when we've gone to these M series. Last year, I want to say, while we had a bunch of skilled players going, I felt like the ego and that rambunctiousness that makes NA so good just was kind of colliding when it came to the Valley, and it really was. It just kind of it wasn't meant to last. That's how I kind of looked at that team. With some of the other international experience we've had, there's always been some injury or something wrong, or something that's either they don't have the full team, certain players can't make it, they got thrown together at the wrong time, or it was a mishmash of people thrown together. This right now, if North America is going to mimic that M3 run that BTK had, now is the time. There's no more excuses. These guys have been playing together for, I want to say, like 8 months now. They've been the synergy is there. The all these little pieces that a lot of people don't get to see, how these guys interact with each other. It's so good. It's so fluid. These guys, they're friends. They laugh. They're like, it's just the synergy is there as well. There's just no more excuses. Like Trex had kind of put out a little bit earlier. If they're going to do well, this is the time for it, and to kind of belay any more of those excuses. And I also agree, MPLI, this is where they're going to need to get that experience in. How they do an MPLI is definitely going to set that tone for them, and how well they can kind of push through when it comes to M5. Because while I am confident in them, like these aren't pushovers in any of these groups. AP Brand, Dewa United, like I said, we don't know about Dewa, but Geek Fam, Homeboys, Deuce Fault, like these aren't pushovers. This isn't going to be any type of walk in the park for any type of team that would have been in there. So yep.
Definitely agree. I think if we don't make it out of groups in MPLI, it's going to be really sad, because I'm going to have a bunch of people in my chat going, NA can't even beat number 6 ID team, and it's going to just be a rough year, all right? So I'm hoping that we at least make it out of MPLI. I think one of the best points I've heard so far is MPLI is definitely the learning stage, right? And Yasu, you said it, Reptar Leo, you guys have said it. Like, this is the time for a lot of these teams that aren't playing in Asia, aren't playing against some of the top teams all the time. This is a great time to, like, okay, let's get our bounds on things. Let's go against some teams. Let's see how strong they are. Let's see what we have to adjust. And even if we bomb out in groups, it's our chance to, all right, we recover from this. We go to M5 and we really show them what we got. I do think that MPLI I almost think we have better odds of making it out of groups in MPLI than we do in M5. Like, just from if we had to play either group stage right now at this point, I think MPLI is better. I think M5, our odds will increase depending on how we look in MPLI, you know? I think this is going to be like the real showstopper. It's like, if the Ohio Brothers have a really bad showing in MPLI, then my hopes for them in M5 are going to shoot pretty low down. But Reptar, you said it very well. Like, I think we have the means. We have they know what they need to do. And I think TOB has the possibility to accomplish the same things that NA has accomplished in the past 2M series. In no means do I think M4 was a bad run at all. I think getting tied for fifth and sixth place is a great run, right? I think it was an amazing run. A lot of people in NA were like, oh, they didn't match BTK's third place. But I think being able to get above top 8 for any region other than, an MPL, if it was MENA, Brazil, Turkey, some of the regions that the rest of the globe might see as a little bit on the questionable regions, right? If any of us are able to score above top 8, I think it's a great show. It doesn't have to be first place in my book. So we'll see what TOB can do this year. I have hopes for them. but also, I always try to look at things realistically, and there's always that possibility that they don't have a great run. And I think this year in itself is a great learning opportunity. It kind of comes into like my own personal hot take, is I just feel after this past NACT, I just feel like NA is kind of like hitting a wall right now. I don't feel like we've grown since last M series. Like when I look at last M series and even M3 up till now, I just don't feel like NA has like I just feel like we're at the same power level. Like we're still only at 9,000. We haven't passed that yet. You know what I'm saying? To whereas like every other region, like I said earlier, have gotten to that, and it seems like they could be getting stronger. So I think this is a year that we really need to figure that out and push past that. If TOB can do that, I think it's very good hopes for next year in NA. If TOB does bomb out, we definitely have a lot of things to look at as a region, I feel like. It's not just – because I was talking to some of TOB players, and they were telling me, they were like, it's so different. They're like, they're going against some MPL teams, and they're like, the teams we're facing right now are so much better than every team we faced in NA. And it just goes to show, like, I think it's the same issue that maybe RQ Brazil's having. It's like, it doesn't matter if we're stomping our region, that just speaks to the region in itself. The reason why I love PH so much is because their finals are so volatile, and you never really know who's going to get to that number 1 and number 2 slot. Even some of the best casters can't make 100% predictions, comparative to other regions where it's a little bit easier to guess, like it's very flat and dry. So we'll see. I hope they do great. I truly do. But I'm also prepared for any reality to happen, Yeah. Any where we went pretty over time. We're at like an hour and 37 minutes. I don't want to hold you guys here all day. I think, honestly, this is a great time to stop and maybe do final thoughts, goodbyes, whatever you guys want to do. And we'll just kind of run through each person. We'll start with... We'll end with the NA guys, so we'll start down with Reptar.
Watch MPLI and M5, and thank you for supporting our global esports community. That's it.
Leo?
Even if I do drop some hot ones, I'm always looking out for the whole scene. So, yeah, no, I'll see you guys at MPLI, and then eventually M5, and let's go. Let's be better than great.
Better than great. Nice, clean. Yasu?
Nice.
You want to say the NA? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna save the NA guys for last.
Well, I'm a big fan of making memories, so I would like to ask you all guys to like take a group picture right now. If we can like make everyone, like each of us, make a certain pose and just like take a screenshot after the stream ends. If that's possible.
I gotcha. Is everyone posing right now? Am I supposed to be screenshotting this?
Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Control Alt print screen. Somebody screenshot in the chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I got one, I think.
Rayash got us. Rayash got it.
Rayash
Sure.
got us. Big shout out to Rayash.
What's up,
And
Reyes?
just like I'm so happy and I'm so honored to be with you guys, and I'm really looking forward to see what the NA can bring up to the M5 and also the MPLI, and also for the rest of the teams. Best of the luck.
Husky?
I'm just very excited to see MPLI and M5 kick off. I remember like I was there for M1 and then season 5 for Malaysia, and then I took a long break. Like I went on like soul searching, and this year season 12 was the season that I returned, and it has been like a very warm homecoming experience. And it was also at a time where we made history in MPL/MY. And across globally, a lot of teams are starting to show up as well. So I would like to think of the end of the year as like a revolution globally for a lot of these teams. So I personally just want to see it kick off. May we have a new world champion to continue bolster the MLBB scene in the global scale.
Abstract?
Oh, it's my turn. I hope that everyone will enjoy the show for the MPLI as well as M5. Remember to support the restreamers that are restreaming the MPLIs, as well as support all the other talents for the best talent, as well as the most improved talent at shorturl.at/small b small x big B01.
All right,
remembered that.
G the
Hey.
Ico.
Okay.
I like how I'm the only NA guy down here with the
We ha-
international
Yeah,
guys, you know? So I'm just, hey, what's up, Leo? I'm down here with you.
What's
Don't push me
No,
away.
man.
Don't push me away. Oh, jeez, yeah. So, again, I'm hoping NA
Give him a high five.
can definitely. I'm hoping NA can definitely make it. They're gonna hopefully, set the foundation for North America and keep us going. So again, I can't wait to see what M5 and MPLI has in store for us.
I like it. Xena?
I had fun here today with the international casters and everybody in the NA casters here. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, please, everybody watch MPLI and M5. It'll be fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to see how the Ohio brother do and their growth, and hopefully they make it.
Private?
What is it? This Wednesday is when it begins for
Is it this
MPLI.
Wednesday? Oh my god.
Isn't it?
No.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody will be tuning in. I'd love to see the support from the world. I mean, I watched this. I came in around M1 to this game. It's been exciting. I absolutely, regardless of North America's performance, I absolutely love the esports scene when it comes to Mobile Legends. And I've been watching the M series since the first one. So good luck to all the teams. Good luck to all the regions. And I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting end of the year for everyone.
I like it. So, I remember right after M3, we were still a very, very baby region. I remember the very first time we were able to I reached out to Leo. We got Leo and Naisu to join on some of the NACTs. Private G, some of the earliest casters along with me. And now we have guys like Husky, Abstract, Yasu from MENA. Just how I think NA has been so inclusive with so many regions around the world, and how we've gotten all you guys together. And I think 2 years ago, I never would have thought I'd be in a round table like this around so many different talent around the world globally. So I think it's just awesome to be able to do things like this. It's been awesome being part of the community. And Leo, I don't think I could have said it any better. Yeah, I give some hot takes. I think we all do, but in the end, I'm a Mobile Legends fanatic globally. I get excited no matter who wins. I think I always get excited. I have my favorite teams, but I think what all of us hope for is talent. Is that the games are just exciting, right? And nobody hates it when an underdog team does great. Nobody hates it when the best team does great, as long as the games are exciting and they bring thrill. And I think right now with so much stuff going around, that's the most important thing to remember to all the viewers out there is what we love about MLBB is the excitement of the games, not the exact regions, not the exact this or that. We want to hype MPLI. We want to hype M5. And I think we're definitely going to have it this year. Thank you guys all for joining us. One last reminder to everybody, MPLI will be on the 15th to the 19th of this month, November. Wildcard, 23rd to 26th. And M5 starts December 2nd to the 17th. Thank you, all 8 of you guys, for joining. It was such a pleasure. Longest and my personal most hype roundtable so far. And we will see you guys next time.
Yes, and thank you all for watching.
Everyone say bye.
Bye. Everyone say bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.